Okay, it's a little bit after 10 on Saturday night, and I haven't been working on this for hours and hours and hours. But I did read on the web page for the company that makes the tachometer upgrade circuit board that there's a little jewel movement screw in the back. I'll show you later. They say you soak that with Slick 50 and pull the screw back 1/4 turn and see if the movement works. Good news, the very good news is, as you can see here, the movement's working. I've got it set to hertz cycles per second. This is a function generator here. That readout is not accurate. That thing hasn't been calibrated since the early 1990s. But I'm somewhere around 1 time a second, 1 hertz. And the scope is back out. So you can see here I'm going, I'm 2/10 per division. I've turned my probe to 1 time, times 1 scale, where today when it was in the car it was on the times 10 scale. So I'm going just a little below ground, and you can see the meter goes a little, or the tach goes a little below 0. And I'm going up a little above 2/10 of a volt here. So I took a little bit of rubbing alcohol and Q-tips and cleaned the front of it off. It was pretty dirty. This red line is faded, the needle is faded. If I sent this tach off and had it restored, they would actually restore the face of it. But if I can just buy the circuit board that'll go in the back here, this will be a fix for less than $100, and I'll have my tach working. So let me disconnect the tach and show you what I did. So right here is the, I guess they call that the jewel movement screw. And I'm not a Slick 50 kind of guy. I took some Tri-Flow, which is also a Teflon lube, a lot better than Slick 50. And I let that soak for a half hour and then connected it to my function generator. And they said on the website, go for 20 hours doing this. I don't think I'm going to leave it connected overnight, but when I'm working in the garage tomorrow, I'll turn it on and let it cycle for a while. So all good news. Now the bad news. According to their website, at 1/2 volt, I should be around 1,000 RPMs. And you can see there, I'm at about 1,500. And if you look at the digital meter, you know, when it goes, it's about 4/10 of a volt. So, and I've got current limiting resistors here so I don't blow up my tach. But I sent them an email tonight. It's rt-eng.com, RT Engineering. I sent them an email and asked them if this tach is going to be usable with their circuit board. So anyhow, that's the update. I'll have another update once I get the email. I'm going to go back to work here, play a little bit more, and call it a night. Still the MOPAR man in black, and I'm still working on my tach. Yes, day 2. I'm still the MOPAR man in black. The average guy's band is here in the back of the garage. They keep wanting to play music. Since last night, the guys at RT Engineering that make the tach module, I sent them an email last night at 11 o'clock, and I guess at about 10 a.m. this morning, they replied back. So it's a good company. And I'll read the email. It says, Bill, your tachometer is in excellent shape and should calibrate fine. The data they used when the manual was written was for a below average tach. And then he goes on, he's an engineer. He says, if you're interested, the magnetic material that was used in the 60s degrades at various rates over temperature and mechanical shock. So there's a large difference on MOPAR tachometer sensitivities. He said test this way with a 1.5 volt dry cell in case a power supply isn't available. Clip across the meter leads and you should have a minimum swing of the needle of 90 degrees. If so, the tachometer is good. And I was just measuring continuity here to make sure that my wires to the tachometer are correct. So we'll turn that off and we'll just take the 1.5 volt dry cell. So 180 degrees would be around 6,500 RPM, and we're well past that with a 1.5 volt dry cell. So good news, I like the guys at rt-eng.com. I'm going to go ahead and order the board right now. Next video, we hope the board is soldered in and then we'll show how it calibrates.